A while ago, I asked around on the gram what people would put in a toolbox if they were building it for a buddy who was new to motocross or dirt bikes in general. One of the big hitters were sockets and snacks, and I actually heard lip gloss. I can't say I've used that before, but there are a few things I think we should throw in there to make sure you have all the bare essentials in your pit area. If you have the right tools, they will save your day, your weekend, and certainly outlast you and every bike you buy. These are the type of investment that will continue to pay off, and therefore I think the smartest investment you can make in your hobby. This video is all about what the essentials are as a beginner, and we're going to build a toolkit. Now this video could be an endless discussion on chemicals, spare tubes, bolt kits, and tools that are going to come in handy, but we're just going to focus on the main things that you need to perform basic maintenance and keep your bike going. So we'll have to start with the toolbox itself. I feel like these are pretty self-explanatory. There are some that are smaller, some that are bigger, but all in all you need is a cheap plastic one to start off. Without a doubt, the first thing to get is a metric socket set. It doesn't have to be expensive or fancy, a cheap set will do and will allow you to manipulate most bolts on your bike. If you can make sure it has an extension, as a lot of bolts on your bike will need a little extra distance to get in there. Along with that cheap socket set, a cheap set of metric wrenches is key too. From adjusting your chain, swapping a tire, and to getting into tight spots that a socket just can't, you'll use wrenches constantly. And just like sockets, a cheap set will be just fine. And for good measure, let's throw in a crescent wrench, or as some people call them, a thumb wrench. Simply an adjustable wrench, it'll work on nearly all the bolts on your bike. Comes in really handy when you need two of the same size wrench. Now if you bought your bike new, it'll come with one of these, but next up is a spark plug socket. Especially on two-strokes, the plug can be a common thing to replace. So if you need to buy a socket, I do recommend a quality one, because if you get a cheap one like this from the manufacturer, they can warp and become useless. So investing in a good quality spark plug socket will pay off big time in the long run. Another thing that should come with your new bike would be a spoke wrench. The ones from the manufacturer would do in a pinch, but I actually recommend a Torx spoke wrench. Getting this right is important so you don't twist your rims out of round. The Torx style makes it easy and painless and does the thinking for you when it comes to torquing down your spokes. But the downside of these is the price. A solid $80 American for the Tusk wrench, but trust me, it's worth it. If not, like I mentioned, the standard one will do. Staying on torque wrenches, I recommend a torque wrench for nearly every bolt on your bike. With today's models trying to shed weight, the bolts and the material that the metal threads sit in are getting cheaper and lighter. If you over torque them, it can cause you a giant headache and a lot of loss of money for repair. So get the torque right and save yourself the hassle. They vary in price, but the one I have here is around $50 and should last a lifetime. Next up is tire irons. Very cheap and invaluable when you get a flat tire. Not only can they be used to scrape off mud in a pinch, but nothing can get the job done like them when you're changing a tube or a tire. Around $15 will get you a set, and they're just steel, so they'll last you for the rest of your life. A cheap screwdriver set is a must. If you get one that has various attachments, it's worth its weight in gold. Not only can you turn various types of screwdriver heads, but it should come with hex heads, sockets, varying things. These kits are everywhere and prices are always cheap, but the versatility of them is unmatched. Last but certainly not least, toolboxes don't come with stickers, and I feel like that might just be the most crucial step in setting up a new box, making it your own. Gather some of the stickers that come with those products that you buy and plaster that thing. Believe it or not, with just a handful of tools you can complete most of the basic maintenance on any bike. Before long, you'll find that you need all the odds and ends, like feeler gauges, tools that make your life a whole lot easier, specialty tools that you need for getting a particular job done, and things that just make things a lot faster. But this is a great start. You could easily buy the box and all the tools I mentioned for less than a new set of tires, and they're certainly going to last you a lot longer. Take care of your tools, and you'll never have to replace them.